G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the Fanstoys FT45 Spindrift 2.0. And looking at the figure, we have the lovely looking hovercraft, very reminiscent of a G1. He is a bit longer than probably he should be, but it is what it is. Obviously, the Autobot sticker does not come with this guy, otherwise Fanstoys would be in trouble with Hasbro. I do have his guns in one configuration. You can plug them in the side, I'll show you more detail in a second, or you can try to flip these over to get them in the front, and unfortunately I didn't bring any tool with me, so I can't quite show that. However, for the guns themselves, make sure I have a trouble trying to just tab these in. There's a standard post here, and that just goes in here. Try to get a bit more light. Excuse me. And you basically plug it in, which can be difficult, but I just use the thing to sort of wet it into place. And well, I don't know why my camera keeps dropping lighting. Weird. Anyway, so there we go, and of course you can just take the gun, plug it in there as well if you prefer. So we'll just take the guns out for the moment and just pull that down. So to begin with, he does roll. He has little wheels on the underside. Obviously you can see legs and whatnot here. He does have visible back head, if you want to call it that, but considering how Seaspray generally transforms, it's amazing that they got away with what they got away with, because honestly that's pretty a standard transformation. These yellows could have been a little brighter to match up with these, but going from what I can see on my phone, you know, it comes up pretty well. Whites are nice, blue is very nice, there is a little gappy, but you know, you got to fill with that. And of course, so there we go. So now for comparisons. Here he is with LG62 Windblade, our standard size comparison. He is about, excuse me, he's about as long as she is. She's a little bit taller. Actually, I think he might be a little bit taller with the propellers. And of course, due to her wingspan, she is wider. And here he is with, I think it's Titan's Return. Someone could probably correct me. Their Seaspray, which honestly looks pretty good. This guy's going to probably go into a drawer somewhere now, since I have this guy, or either that or put him just in display in vehicle mode. Before we get into transformation, he does come with some accessories. Here we have our instruction book, and we get a card with, of course, tech specs and details and such. You probably can't read it too well on here, but there we go. As for the last accessory, we'll get to it when we get to it, but now let's get down to the transformation. Now this guy does come in robot mode, so you know, obviously all these steps you just reverse it. So first things first, we're going to pull back the propellers to reveal his head. Very nice. We want to lift up this bit, if I can get it to lift up. Come on. No. Lift up the sides, that would help. Lift up here. And what you want to do is you want to fold these two pieces underneath and then fold that under. Now you can spin the Autobot symbol if you want, very much like cup and that, but obviously have no reason for it. Next, we're going to start down here, and we want to sort of untab these pieces. It'll probably just lodge the arms at the same time. Now be careful when you plug these in. They have a tendency of having issue lining up, but once you've lined them up, you're pretty right. So we're going to pull that out a bit, and we're just going to sort of try to get them to untab from here, like so. And then these just fold up and sit in the grooves. And we're done with that for the moment. Next, we're just going to untab the arms to get them out of the way. And then what we're going to do, and this slightly scares me a little bit, we're going to pull the hips away from the body, and then that will come down a little bit. Just get your finger in here and just sort of push that down. That revolves all the way around there. Wait till it gets in this nice groove, and then we can push the body back down again. Hopefully, if everything's in the right spot. And there we go. And then of course we can bring this down. This piece has come up, but you can bring that up and that goes in. That goes in very tight, so you're probably going to need a tool to get that back out. Now to finish off the backpack, we're just going to fold this on itself, and this tab, which has already got paint chipping on it, will go into here. Nice and secure like. Now, let's begin with the legs, and then we'll go back to the arms. So we're going to split the legs, hopefully, which this just keeps wanting to try and separate on me. You get back in there until I get up to you. So, split the legs, and then what we're going to do is we're going to flip the side to give that clearance. We're going to pull open this bit. Now this is on a ball joint, it has a tendency to pop off, so just be careful. So far it hasn't popped off on mine, but give it time. Next we're going to flip the foot up, and then we're going to grab this piece here which was on top, and we're going to wrap that around to the back of the leg and just sort of fill that in. It doesn't tab in anywhere, so it's sort of friction for the most part. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this bit, and we're going to fold that in, which gives us our heel. Just give it another press. We're going to turn this back around. Instead of going here into these posts where it was, we're going to put it next to there, and that gives us the leg all done. I will admit it does, try to get that back in there. The leg is a little bit loose. Every time I've transformed it, the leg gets loose, so I just screw it back up. But yeah, so there we go. And as you can see, now we have two legs, and yes, they are both loose and floppy. Like I said, I'll just tighten them up after and it'll be fine. Now we'll go into the arms. If they haven't pulled out already, just give them a pull out. You're going to rotate them this way. Then what you can do, you're supposed to open that and fold it back to reveal the hands, but honestly you can just fold it back and it'll push the panel open itself. Slide that into the back there and then just close that up. And there we are, we have a Seaspray. He is very good looking, I absolutely love it. He is a nice weight, but as you can see the feet are gone all floppy again. Once again, just tighten this screw up and that will tighten up those joints. And that'll solve that problem. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing it's the transformation. When you slide this back, it's loosening that. So yeah, it's a bit wobbly. But yeah, if you find that trouble, just tighten this a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't need a lot. Just a little bit. Also, I forgot articulation is propellers do spin. So there we go, and I didn't do a good job of this last time, so hopefully I'll do a better job this time. You can make out his eyes. He's got sort of blue eyes there with grey and a nice face plate. So once again, there's the Autobot symbol. I think I'm a little crooked. So there we go, and it's actually a pretty clean backpack apart from all the screws. So there we go. He does come with an accessory in this mode. Before we get into the articulation, we have what I would assume is more or less a G1 toy mode, and it doesn't even have eyes. Now I don't know if you can switch these over. I wouldn't mind because it's actually like mouth plate, but yeah. So we will get down to articulation. His head looks like it's on a ball joint. It can go a full 360. Also, to remove the head, just undo the screw. He can look up that far. He can look down a little bit. He can obviously look down further if you remove the propellers. The arm does a full 360. It can go up that far. It has a single jointed elbow, which he gets it that far. He has, I don't think, oh, he has a really limited wrist swivel due to the way the joint works. He has typewriter's fingers, so it's all just one solid piece. The thumb doesn't move and there's just one pin. He does have bicep rotation, but that's mainly from transformation. He kinda, yeah, he has a waist swivel, although I feel like the backpack's going to actually come undone. I don't really think he's got, whoops, just deliciously. No, he doesn't have a ab crunch. No flaps, so his leg goes forward that far, goes back that far. Really nice ratchet, really. It goes out that far. That's not a ratchet. That feels like that's just friction. He has a single jointed knee, which gets it that far and is ratcheted. As for feet, like I said, I'm not overly worried about how the loose the feet are. I can fix that myself. Feet can go down that far, can probably go further if you want to articulate the transformation. He has a little bit of a the words lost me. Yeah, he can turn his ankle pivot, that's the word. It can go a little bit the other way too. It can go up, but obviously you're using a transformation joint. And so there we go. He can, of course, hold his guns. Let's grab them here. And, whoops, stay focused, man. It's just a classic masterpiece joint, obviously, pegs, hand. And he holds them pretty solidly because of the way the fingers, the thumb is. So you can have that one in there. And we can put that one in there. Whoops. Yeah, if I can get it in there. Get in there. Come on. Your buddy went in there perfectly easy. There we go. So there he is, all armed up, ready to take on some Decepticons. I don't know if I'll actually have him with his guns. I probably will. But honestly, I feel like I need Beachcomber and Preceptor, honestly. That's the feel I get. Once again, here he is with Generations Seaspray. And of course, with MP10. So if you like this video, please leave me maybe subscribe, leave me a like, maybe even a comment. You know, it all helps out just to let me know how interested you are in my content. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.